in the day, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird didn't just play ball, you hear me? They changed the game. The rivalry they had put the NBA on the map. I'm talking it brought style, intensity, and made it must-watch TV, you hear me? Fast forward to today, and women's basketball is having the same moment, you hear me, of its own. Led by two names you can't ignore, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Clark got that sharp shooter range and calm under pressure. And then Angel Reese, all grit, all heart, you hear me? With that unshakable confidence, different styles, same hunger. And when they meet on the court, it's fireworks. Ratings go up through the roof. Social media blows up. They're not just hooping though, you hear me? They're shifting the spotlight to the WNBA, bringing energy the league's never seen before. I'm talking big energy. Like Magic and Bird, their rivalry is bigger than basketball. It's about respect, competition, it's history in the making. So the real question, can Reese and Clark take the W to the next level? The way Magic and Bird built the NBA? If what we're seeing is any sign, the answer might already be playing out right in front of us. They know what it is. Talking about them pounds on my booty. Let's take time for a quick history lesson. Before the billion-dollar contracts and way before the NBA became a global brand, the league was on life support. I'm talking barely making it. Back in the late 70s, the NBA was fading. TV ratings were in the basement, arenas had empty seats, and most fans were more into college hoops. Games weren't even aired live. They were thrown on tape delay like late night reruns. And behind the scenes, teams were bleeding money. On top of that, the league had a drug problem. I'm talking booger sugar, you hear me? And the league was carrying the weight of racial stereotypes. A lot of folks, especially in corporate America, they didn't think a mostly black league could sell. And that was the state of the game until two names came through and flipped the script. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, you hear me? Their beef started way before the NBA. In 1979, Magic's Michigan State squad met Bird's Indiana State team in the NCAA championship, a showdown of epic proportions. You hear me? That game pulled in the most viewers in college basketball history at that point. Magic came out on top, but what really mattered was what was next. You hear me? When both men hit the league, Magic in LA and Bird in Boston, it wasn't just about buckets. It was about an identity and power. You had Magic, a smooth-talking, smile-rocking black star from Michigan, running the flashy Showtime Lakers, you hear me? And then there was Bird, grit, quiet, cold-blooded, a white boy from French Lick, Indiana, leading the blue-collar Boston Celtics. This wasn't just Lakers versus Celtics. This was style versus substance. City lights versus working class grit. Black versus white. And whether folks admitted it or not, it reflected exactly what was happening in America. Rivalry hit different. It had heat. It had heart. And most importantly, it had meaning. Magic and Bird faced off. It was must-see TV. The league once struggled to fill seats. Man, say. Now they was lighting up the living room across the country. People debated in barbershops, front stoops, and street corners. You were either riding with the flair of the West Coast or the grind of the East. They made basketball personal, cultural, and spiritual. And in the process, they turned a dying league into a cultural force. Networks started paying attention. Big money deals started rolling in. The finals weren't on delay anymore. They were prime time. What made their story even deeper though was that behind the media frenzy, behind the trash talk and the championships, Magic and Bird built something real. Respect turned into friendship. That bond, that growth, it showed the world something powerful. That two people from different backgrounds could push each other, battle it out, and still walk away better for it. They weren't just ball players, they were movement makers. Between them, they won 8 championships in the 80s. They brought in the fans, brought back the hype, and laid the foundation for everything that came after. From Jordan to Kobe, all the way to the king of the game, LeBron James. Without Magic and Bird, the league might have folded, or at best stayed small. With them, the NBA went global. They didn't just save basketball, they rebuilt it. Now let's fast forward. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Man, say, these ladies are bringing the same kind of energy to the WNBA. Just like Magic and Bird, their rivalry started in college. Just like Magic and Bird, they represent more than just their teams. Reese, confidence, outspoken, and proud of her roots, brings raw emotion and fire. And then Clark, cool, precise, and deadly from deep, brings focus and finesse. And just like Magic and Bird, they're showing the world that women's hoops is real and it's here to stay. The question isn't if they'll change the game, it's how far they'll take it. Every era needs its spark, that one moment that changes everything. For Magic and Bird, it was that college championship in '79. For Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, that sparkled in April 2023 under the bright lights of the NCAA Women's Championship game. LSU versus Iowa. 2 elite squads, 2 certified superstars, 1 shot at history. From the tip-off, it was clear this wasn't just basketball. This was a statement. Angel Reese came in repping LSU with raw energy and that Baltimore toughness. And then Caitlin Clark showed up with the sniper vision, the cool composure, and the deep 3 confidence. The whole country tuned in. And when the final buzzer hit, Angel Reese and the LSU Tigers had run up the scoreboard 102-85, claiming the school's first ever national title. But what really got folks talking, that moment. You know that moment. Angel hit Caitlin with the now iconic "you can't see me" taunt and pointing at her ring finger. The crowd erupted. Twitter caught fire. Sports shows had content for weeks. Here's the real. Caitlin had been flexing all tournament long, throwing gestures, dropping bombs, talking her shit, and she earned it. But when Angel gave that same energy back, the backlash hit different. Critics called her classless. Social media lit up with coded language. People had opinions not just on the game, but on how a black woman was supposed to act. Meanwhile, the urban community, they saw through it. They saw a young queen who balled out, celebrated her moment, and caught heat for showing the same confidence that the other was praised for. It wasn't just about basketball anymore. It was about race, power, and who gets to control the narrative. That one moment turned a matchup into a movement. Suddenly, women's basketball was the conversation at the barbershop, on the block, in the classrooms, and in the headlines. Here's what it did. It put the WNBA on the map, Jack. You hear me? Their rivalry brought in record-smashing viewership, the kind of numbers the women's game had never seen before, really. People were locked in, not just for the game, but for the story. It shifted the conversation. It brought the bag. Corporate sponsors started calling. Brands wanted in. TV networks saw the numbers, and suddenly the WNBA wasn't just important. It opened eyes. That moment on the court sparked real conversations about equity, representation, and respect. Sure, the media tried to make it personal, Angel versus Caitlyn, black versus white. But what they didn't realize is we've seen this movie before. Just like Magic and Bird carried the NBA through the 80s, fierce rivals who pushed each other to greatness, Reese and Clark now doing the same thing in the WNBA. They're competitors, no doubt, but together, they're redefining the game. Some folks are still caught up in the whole who taunted who, but if you zoom out, you'll see two young women who are bigger than their beef, bigger than the noise, bigger than the future. Long before Angel Reese was talking her shit, before Caitlin Clark was pulling up from the logo, the WNBA was just trying to survive, Jack. This ain't no overnight success story. This is about hustle, setbacks, respect that had to be earned, not given. 1996, the NBA saw the vision and finally backed it up. The Women's National Basketball Association was born, a league for women who had game, who had grind, and who deserved a platform. By 1997, 8 teams laced up for the first season, and the Houston Comets, they ran it. Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, Tina Thompson, certified legends who didn't just win, they dominated, taking the first 4 chips back to back. But even with all that talent, the league was fighting an uphill battle. Stadiums were half empty, TV deals were weak, and folks were still questioning whether women's pro ball could even last. The early 2000s brought heat. Enter Lisa Leslie, LA's own, tall, smooth, and commanded respect every time she stepped on the hardwood. When she dunked in 2002, that was history. First woman to do it in the WNBA game. That moment hit different, Jack. Then came Diana Taurasi, tough, fearless, pulling up from anywhere. Sue Bird, all vision, all control, running the point like a boss. These moments had skill, swagger, and charisma. The league started buzzing. Still, even with all that talent though, the struggle was real. TV time was limited, corporate money came slow, the league grew, so did the grind. By the 2010s, the WNBA had been through some things. Some teams folded, some arenas got quiet, and the money, still nowhere near what these women felt they deserved. But what kept it alive? The players. Maya Moore, silent assassin, all business. Candace Parker, power and finesse wrapped into one. Breanna Stewart, versatile, smart, and hungry for greatness. And then came social media, and the game changed. Now fans can hear directly from the players, see their personalities firsthand, feel their energy. It wasn't just about stats anymore. It was about storytelling. It's about hoopers grinding overseas in the offseason just to make ends meet. It's about showing up even when the world's not watching and playing like it's Game 7 every night. Everything you're seeing now, the headlines, the viral clips, the packed arenas, that didn't just happen. That was built on the backs of legends who never got the credit they deserved. So when Angel Reese pops her collar, when Caitlin Clark silences a crowd, understand, Jack, they're walking a path laid down by pioneers who refuse to fold. This ain't just a league. It's a movement. It's a sisterhood. It's a statement. Let's talk some real shit. You see WNBA players grind just like the fellas. Blood, sweat, and buckets. Cardio and buckets, you hear me? But when it comes time to cash those checks, it ain't even close. While NBA players are stacking multi-million-dollar deals, flying private, and living that superstar life, most WNBA players are out here working 2 jobs, hooping overseas in the off season, and still fighting for basic recognition. It ain't because they ain't nice. It's about power, visibility, and money. 3 things that the W is finally starting to tap into, thanks to 2 young queens changing the game. Let's break it down like we're talking in the barbershop. The NBA is bringing in over $10 billion a year. The WNBA, somewhere between 60 and 200 million. That's the main reason why the paychecks don't match. You can't get superstar money if the league ain't pulling superstar numbers, you hear me? The NBA got Nike, Gatorade, ESPN, TNT, global reach. The WNBA only recently started landing major deals for no prime time, no real push, but that's changing, slowly but surely. The NBA is worldwide. The WNBA is still grinding for its time to shine. Even if money starts flowing, the current collective bargaining agreement puts a cap on how much players can earn. So even when bags come in, the system gotta evolve too. Now here comes Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, walking highlights, marketing magnets, and certified showstoppers. The hype ain't just media made, it's earned. If Reese and Clark is on the court, it's standing room only. Fans packing out arenas like it's the playoffs or something. Millions tuned in for college clashes, more than some NBA games. That energy carried right on into the pros. Reese got deals with Reebok and Beats by Dre. Clark signed with Nike before she even stepped onto the WNBA court. Big brands finally realizing women's basketball got marketing juice. Because of them, the WNBA locked in a $2.2 billion media rights deal that kicks in 2025. And it came because people showed up, tuned in, and talked about them. Before Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, the WNBA was building, no doubt, but still struggling, still hoping to get mainstream love. Now, we're in what you call the golden era. Not because the league just got better overnight. This rivalry, it ain't just fire on the court. It's a whole movement outfit. This is bigger than basketball. The old system ain't built for them. But Angel and Caitlin, they're building something better, you hear me? From Magic versus Bird to Reese versus Clark, the game's evolved, but energy stays the same. Back in the day, when Magic bought the LA Flash and Larry Bird bought the Indiana Grit, they were just battling for rings. They were battling for the soul of the NBA. And in the process, they saved the league. Together, the rivalry turned the NBA into a global juggernaut it is today. Now fast forward, new era, new game. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are writing their own story. And just like Magic and Bird, they're changing everything around them. Same script, different cast. Magic versus Bird, NCAA title game, 1979. Reese versus Clark, NCAA title game, 2023. Magic and Bird put butts in the seats, eyes on the screens, and dollars in the NBA. Now Reese and Clark are doing the same for the WNBA, breaking records and forcing the world to watch. Magic was flash, Bird was fundamentals. Magic was black, Bird was white, and America noticed. Now it's Reese, bold, brash, black, unapologetic, versus Clark, calm, old, white, lethal. And again, America's watching, debating, dividing, uniting. Because the rivalry ain't just about buckets, it's about identity. Bird and Magic pushed each other to greatness. They weren't enemies, but they were rivals, competitors. Reese and Clark, same thing, Jack. They might not be besties, but they respect each other. And that respect fuels a rivalry the game needs. This ain't just history, it's a blueprint. We watched how Magic and Bird laid the foundation for MJ, Kobe, LeBron, Steph. Now Reese and Clark are laying it down for the next generation of hoopers. They're bringing money to the WNBA. They're controlling their own narratives. They're turning college beef into global buzz. And most importantly, they're doing it without changing who they are. But the real question, will Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark have the same impact as Magic and Bird? Let's keep it gangster. They already are. Beautiful part, they're just getting started, Jack. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark ain't just hoopers. They're history in motion. From Magic and Bird to Reese and Clark, the rivalry that saved the league might just be happening all over again. And this time, we're watching it from the front row.
Move the pounds, yeah, I'm really with that hustle shit. Moving powder around the city,